backstage, and you guys actually pulled out the term Glaggy, which I hadn't heard before, for the melding of Glenn and Maggie. Where did that come from?
We're still trying to figure out where that came from.
Yeah.
I know it was all over the fan clubs, and then it came up on
Talking Dead.
Your Talking Dead,
episode
didn't it?
Talking Dead. It was either Glaggy or Men. Yeah.
Maglin.
Men. Yeah. I
and
like
we've
men.
all heard men before, so let's go for Glaggy.
That's not a new word.
Yeah.
Everybody's cheering for your relationship online. Do you read all that stuff?
I don't know. I don't read too much of it, but the people that I speak to are all super psyched about the hopeful relationship we have.
I think it's great that people enjoy hope in general, and I'm just glad that the show that we're on is pretty brutal sometimes, and to get to be a part of that with Lauren is pretty awesome. So yeah.
This season, hope is here to stay.
So season 2 ends with this grueling, emotional season finale. What was the atmosphere like on set for you guys while filming the season finale? Yeah, just deflate the room.
Yeah, man, we were talking about hope just now. It's gnarly. I mean, you get to love these people that you're working with, and to have them depart is pretty horrible. But it makes for good work. Mm-hmm. That sounds terrible too, but
I think we didn't even realize the effect that this whole season was going to have on us until the end. I certainly didn't. I mean, it took me a good 2 months to kind of, I don't want to use the word grieve, but to kind of grieve everything that we'd been through on an emotional level, and the people, we become so close on set. I mean, you guys can probably tell from watching, but we're out there in the middle of Tickville alone together, and we get really close. And so when somebody goes, we are the Walking Dead family. We say that a lot to each other and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it is.
You come back aged. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, everybody got sick, right? Like, so we got back, and you're still running high on like work mode, but then you start settling down. You think like, oh, this would be the time when I rest up, but we all got like demolished for like months. Like my stomach shut down. Like it wasn't that serious, but it was like, it's all right. I'm being a baby, but
no, it's true. You did.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of got something, but it's funny because now that we're revving in and we have 3 weeks until we go back to shooting, we're all so jazzed to do it because we've all done fun stuff in the interim, but nothing really compares to doing the show and to the commitment and it's just a magic. I mean, I know that sounds a little cheesy, but it is kind of a magic that we have
magical.
with each other. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So what is the feeling like when you get your script and you see in the script that one of your friends isn't going to be coming back?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you right now. I read the script where Jeff dies. This is embarrassing, but on the toilet. So, imagine, doing your thing, right? People read. You don't act like you don't read on the toilet. That's like 90% of reading is on the toilet. And so I was reading, and like I got near the end when you find out that Jeff dies, and I'm just like,
where are you gonna go?
I know where. I can't go anywhere, but I was just like, oh no. Oh no. Oh God. You know what I mean? Like.
And then he called me, still on the toilet. Have you read this?
I do everything. That's my office. It's my office.
Yeah.
How
to follow that one?
Yeah. How do I ask another question? We'll just ruminate on that for a while. Maggie and Glenn went through some serious trials this season, and that love was definitely tested throughout the season. What do you guys like about their relationship dynamic, and what do you think makes their love endure?
First of all, I think I love seeing first love documented. Like I love all the games that people play. I love movies about first love, and I just love the fact that we have this really human story that's incredibly simple in this horrible world that we're living in, but I think it's...
And it's interesting to play, like you said, with, all the games you play. And I don't think they're necessarily playing games in terms of like, oh, I'm going to wait 3 days before I text her back. But like, it's realistic. I think people were upset, like, when they're like, Glenn, what is wrong with you? Why are you not going after this beautiful girl? She wants you. But, it's interesting to see someone balk at that when it's clearly obvious, because in that situation, there's a lot of internal struggle that, the zombie apocalypse gives to a person, I mean, there is, you know what I mean? Like a dead guy is trying to eat you. But like, it made for a really interesting part of the relationship that I think solidified it much more near the end. To go through that instead of it being like, I like you, you like me, I like boobs, you like other stuff. Like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? It was good. It built up to a good thing.
I remember it was really funny, people giving loads of shit to Maggie. Like, Maggie, why are you so mean to Glenn? It's like, what part of I love you and come and live in my room and
it's mean to Glenn. Exactly. Yeah, it was absurd. But yeah, it was good. It was really good.
But we've been through the ringer, and then I don't know.
We're weathered.
No, we're weathered. Yeah. Don't we look so wise?
I love that the show takes the most emotional moments and puts them in the most excruciating circumstances. Glenn finally says, I love you, but it's not really the greatest timing. Talk to me a little bit about that scene.
It's funny because, in that moment when we were doing it, I didn't think it was a bad time, but I guess I could see why people could think that. But I think you had like a theory on that?
No, it was just funny actually because Scott Gimple, who's one of our writers on the show, had asked us, he said, Glenn hasn't said I love you back to Maggie, has he? And we were like, no. And then he thought it would be really nice to have a Titanic type moment because you do have to just take the second when you can to say it. So in the mayhem of leaving, just taking that moment to make sure that she knew.
It definitely wasn't like, hey, shut up. Shut up. I love you, shut up. It wasn't that, it was like...
So pretty, be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet. Yeah, it was like, like, they're in a terrible spot, and you say the truth. I think it's like being drunk, right? Like, you say what's honest, and you're drunk off of whatever's going on, and in that exact moment, what do you really feel? Which is, yes, I want to calm you down, I want to do this, but I love you, and I think that's apropos. I should have done this, though. I should have done that. Yeah, done that.
It would have made the scene way stronger.
But they really need each other. I mean, this like Glenn and Maggie falling in love. I know a lot of people talk. Is it because they're the only young people left in this world?
No.
And whatever. But I really, yeah. But Next question.
So obviously, a lot of emotionally charged scenes, we've already talked about it. How do you unwind after doing such an emotional thing? Do you guys keep it light on set, or do you just kind of go back to your trailer and collapse?
Take one Benadryl and drink a half a glass of red wine. Highly recommend it.
What do? We just sulk.
Sing.
Yeah. We have our own trailers, but we don't really, we leave them open. I don't know, what do we do?
Everybody has a dog. Everybody, I don't know, we eat steak a lot.
A lot of steak.
Yeah, we go for steak.
Tons of steak. We didn't even go to a proper swimming pool. We didn't do anything.
No.
We just sat in our shit.
Yeah.
And read.
Yeah.
We really did. I mean, and I think that's a testament to how seriously everybody kind of takes it. Like, nobody's like, like, oh, I'm going to go for, a spa day. Like, they're all like, oh, I got to prepare for the next scene where I have to jab a pickaxe in my best friend's eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, you're just preparing.
I think, you don't really come down from any of it until the season's done because you don't want to. Like, and as extreme as all those conditions are, the hotter and sweatier and more tired you are, the better everybody's acting is. Like, it's just, thank you for the humidity, even though it's...
Absolutely.
Horrible.
Is the zombie stuff still scary to you in the moment? Or is it something you have to manufacture?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you understand now that they have lunch with you. Like, you get it. Side note, I feel really bad for like the really intricate zombies, the intricate walkers, because they can't eat lunch. You know what I mean? Like they can't put food in their mouth because it's sealed shut. Like maybe this one like burned their mouth and it like cauterized their lips shut. But I feel horrible for that guy, those guys. But
Yeah.
I think they're
zombies-
just yeah.
Yeah, they ask. I mean, it's funny because half the time you see them on set with a cigarette and a cup of coffee on the side, so sometimes you get desensitized. But for the most part, you do, when you're in the scene, when we did the pharmacy scene where Glenn saves Maggie and then I'm kind of like looking through the pills, and I still, every time that we did it, Eric I didn't know when he was going to pop up, so it was still, you know, you're intently looking and then somebody like just comes through. And it's terrifying because you do still have a really ugly creature reaching for you.
Yeah, and the actors are amazing. So
Yeah.
the actors that play the zombies are so good that, you know, the take's over and they're still going, you're like, whoa, stop. It's over. You know what I mean? Let's calm down. Come on.
Or they really hate you.
Yeah, that's right.
So obviously the show has diverged from, you know, what was set out in the comics. Do you guys still try to read ahead to see what might be in the future, or have you just said nah?
To some extent, I mean, I've read till about halfway through the prison, but I don't want to go beyond that because I think Maggie's character has changed. Yeah, it's too confusing. It's actually nicer just to invest in the script medium.
Yeah, we both read up to a point, and then I think you know, this show is kind of turning into its own thing. Definitely paying homage to the original material, but Robert's in the room and they're trying to create, I mean, why wouldn't people want two forms of entertainment? You know what I mean? You don't want to be able to see exact. And I think for that, to read ahead would kind of be a disservice to the show.
It's funny because Robert was saying last night as well that he gets bored himself. I mean, he's already done the stories
Yeah.
of the comic, and so he's actually very eager to create new fantastical deaths.
So let's talk a little bit about the prison. Obviously, you know, final shot of the season. That's where you're headed. Do you feel like it's a situation where you'll spend the entire season there?
To where?
The prison?
Oh, well, you know, we actually don't know exactly where we're headed yet. They have Broken Story on the first half, but we don't have any of the scripts. So maybe we'll go back to the farm.
I think what we're all... We're all clearly hoping for a third season that's entirely the farm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's the domestic season. It's really good, yeah.
Do you have
lemonade.
Do you have any hints at what your characters are going to be up to?
I think it's just going to continue to grow in the trajectory that it left off, you know? You see people really at a crossroads between like what's right and what's wrong. You even see Rick falter a little bit. Shane's gone now, so there's no other side of that coin. And now it's up to people to make their own choices. And now it's a Rick-tatorship. So we'll see what's up.
Did you just coin that?
I did not. That's not mine. That is I think it's Jute. Jute, one of our editors. Yeah, he coined that term Rick-tatorship, and now it's trending
good, isn't it?
worldwide.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you guys personally, not as the characters, what do you personally think of what happened with Rick at the end of the season? Are you down for what he did or not?
For killing Shane, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it had to happen. I really do. I mean, I absolutely love the character of Shane.
I love that there's applause.
I know. It's kind of a little alarmed
That guy had
by
to
that.
die. He had to die.
But I just thought it was so cool. I mean, I think Shane wanted him to do it. I mean, I think he was egging him on to do it. They both knew they couldn't both wear the crown, so to speak. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's real. You know, it's someone not being someone predictable. You know, Rick. I think you could always kind of see what he was gonna do and the choices he was gonna make. But now, you don't know because he went slightly bonkers. You know what I mean?
I love seeing that turn in Andy, though. I mean, ever since the bar scene when he killed those two guys, I just think, I think it's very interesting to see the divide in his character. I mean, is he now inhabiting Shane and himself? Like, all these questions to come, and then where's Norman's character going to come into play? And
It's like he's grown like a third ball. It's like an extra ball to facilitate What's going on? I think we should coin that term.
I think Cheech and Chong beat you to it. Do each of you have like a favorite walker who's appeared in the series?
Well Walker. I got the most intimate time with him. And that was so sick. So it was awesome. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, Well Walker was the grossest. I thought the walker that actually went for Andrea in the first episode of this season was great. Thought that was a really scary attack, and just the way he moved. Some of our walkers are just so, they really have it down. It's like that kind of slow, intentional danger. So, yeah.
He is great.
Yeah.
Awesome. In terms of your characters, do you ever go up to the writers and say, hey, I've got an idea for this? Is it collaborative like that, or is it always a surprise?
Big time. I think, our writers, they love having us come into the writing room too, because they're obviously not on set with us all the time, and they like to write to us as people and our strengths. And I think that we make a lot of discoveries about characters that they may or may not have thought of, but it's just... sometimes you just get a great idea, and it might spawn another idea. But they're amazing, like literally. And Glenn, who runs our show, he's very, very open to ideas. But it's them. It's them.
They set that precedent last year, when they invited us to the writers' room, and they did it again. And we're all on the same page, and I think we all just want to make the best show possible, and that requires teamwork.
So obviously the show is huge, big worldwide success. In terms of walking down the street, how's life changed for you? And what's your number one sort of most memorable fan interaction so far?
It's kind of nice when people, you kind of have this silent acknowledgement. I experienced it more when I was in London. There was just like walking into a pub, and people just kind of look, and you think they might be thinking this. They might just be really tired and just looking into space, but so you kind of have this little nod, and they go, yeah, and you're like, yeah. So that's been a really sweet experience of the whole thing. Everybody loves the show, so it's just such a great, the fandom is like, it charges you. It's really, I'm very proud.
I think the best way, that we get approached is when they say, I really enjoy the show, and I say thank you. That's genuine, and it's like you've watched. It's weird when let's say you're walking down Sunset, and like a giant family of like 18 kids and one dad. They're like, oh, picture, right? And they're like, this guy has no idea who I am. He has no idea. He just knows because I'm wearing a suit at the time. So he just assumes because I'm on Sunset with a suit that I'm doing something. So he just takes pictures.
What is that even?
No, that happened to me. I was wearing a purple suit at the time, though. So
that could mean something totally different.
Exactly. Touche. Yeah. One thing that was cool that did happen to me was I was in Korea, and the show is popular in Korea, and apparently someone got wind that I went to this coffee shop one time. It's near my hotel that I was staying at, and so they posted online. And this one girl, 3 hours away from Seoul, drove. She was 17. She drove with her friend and camped out in the cafe, hoping that would come again. I'd only gone there one time, and that was so sweet. And I didn't go. I didn't show up. Horrible day for her, I guess. But I came home around 1, and she was on her way out with her friend, and I saw them in the street, and they're like, holy S, as you do in Korean. And they were like, we've been waiting here all day for you. Here's a postcard proving that I was. And sure enough, there was a postcard proving that she was. And she was so sweet, and she was so excited. I felt bad that she waited for me. So I bought her a hot chocolate, and it's nice, yeah. It was cool. It's just genuine fans. I think that's the best thing.
You are going to have to buy so many cups of hot chocolate after this.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think we forget sometimes how far-reaching the show is because it's released worldwide. It's not a lot of shows have that when they're first released, so it's It's been pretty cool. It's funny for my friends. Like if I'm out with a friend and someone comes up to speak to me, my friend's kind of like, no, that's my Lauren. What are you doing? So it's funny.
Awesome. I'd like to open it up to questions from the audience now. We're going to start with you, sir.
Okay, will you and Maggie tie the knot later on in the series, so to speak?
You know what? We really don't.
We weren't
know.
ready for this.
Ah, damn it. No, just kidding. We really don't know. I mean, we have no scripts. You know, that happens in the comic. I don't know. I mean, to be quite honest, do you guys want to see a TV wedding? Where like all the action stops and they like set up this really nice wedding. It's got to be very tasteful how they do it. The tone has to be good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Do you guys want to see it?
There's mostly girls that just said that.
You just want to plan it.
Thank you.
Thank you. A good call.
Good.
Can you guys do your best zombie walk for us?
Wow.
Awesome.
Lauren sold it. Mine was just more like me on like a sad day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot my sandwiches.
I just had a question about what it's like working with the AMC. I was wondering if there was any pressure when you started doing The Walking Dead to really make it great.
I don't think any more than there would be if it wasn't AMC's first time. It's exciting being AMC's kind of baby in a way. I mean, no, it's just been
Yeah, it's
awesome.
I think you go in wanting to make the best show off the bat anyway, but it's been great. I mean, they're very supportive and man, like even though they don't have a long history, they're batting pretty high right now. So I'm so thrilled to be part of the network. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is Glenn ever going to take over the group? Because he's obviously the sanest one at the time.
I don't know. You know what? I think the trajectory that Glenn is headed is trusting himself more, looking out for people he cares about, and trying to do still what's right to him. And now that he has someone to live for, and now that someone has him to live for as well, you know, it's going to be a nice team. Come on. And then there will be chainsaws too.
Thank you.
It's gonna go like this. Maggie, marry me.
Shotgun chainsaw.
Amazing. Right here in front.
As someone who I'm sure among many people here has always wondered where I would fit in a situation like that, I wondered if maybe you have, and if you bring that to the to the show when you act, fantasize about in real life where you might fit in if that comes to your character.
Being in a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
I thought so many different things before that one.
I feel like I'd actually be pretty similar to where Maggie is. I mean, she's tough when she needs to be and gets the job done. Being raised on the farm, as she is, I wasn't. I don't know why I said it like that. Being
New
raised
Jersey.
on the farm, in the New Jersey farm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to pick up as many skills as possible before the apocalypse happens, which I think is pretty soon. But yeah, being on the show does remind you of the things that you need for survival.
Yeah.
Just building a fire, shooting a gun,
Man, I don't know any
chopping a
of those
head
things,
off.
man. I mean, like, I was raised in the rough and tumble streets of Troy, Michigan. You know what I mean? Are there people from Troy, Michigan here? What? That's awesome. There's only 2, but that's awesome. I mean, it's as suburban as you get, so I know how to order like a really solid plate of spaghetti. I do. I have 1 spaghetti.
And then it comes.
Yeah, and it comes to you. Yeah, but yeah.
With a spoon?
With a
Spoon
oh
and
no,
fork,
I don't
or-
know how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd be helpful. I don't know if I would necessarily lead a group. I'm angry though. I get angry. I don't know. I'm literally like tossing anything out there. Hopefully.
Awesome,
Yeah.
thank you. In the back, please.
First of all, my mom and I love watching the show together, you know, real family
thank you.
oriented. So, Lori's gonna have a baby. Is it really a good time to have one after the zombie apocalypse? And are Glenn and Maggie going to volunteer for the cause?
Oh, you mean, are they gonna get their own baby?
Yeah.
We're gonna make our own baby?
We might.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see how Laurie's goes first.
Yeah.
We're gonna make an educated decision.
Man, that kid turned out real stupid. Let's not do it. Yeah. Let's not do it.
That baby is so malnourished.
Super frail baby. I don't want to do this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right in front.
First off, I wanted to thank you both for coming out to Chicago for this event. It's great having you guys here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Second, this isn't a Walking Dead related question, but I wanted to ask Lauren Cohan what it was like being on Chuck for season 4.
Oh, yeah. Such a great experience. I mean, exactly what the show looks like is how fun it is. It's just like, it's goofy and it's fun and everybody is, I don't know, everyone's just silly on the set all the time. Like, Zach is singing constantly. Yvonne has like the wickedest, dirtiest sense of humor. It's really, really a good, fun show. I'm so sad that it's not on anymore, but Chuck movie, yes, please. So yeah, amazing experience. Love those guys.
Thank you very much.
No, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
And thank you, Chicago, too. I just have to say, this is my
Yeah.
first time here. Yeah, really. I get to be with an experienced Chicagoan, so.
Well, I'm taking her to Second City and Maxwell Street. So,
My man in back.
Steven, I was wondering if you were ever in a life or death situation in the show where you had to sacrifice someone, who would you sacrifice? Rick?
There's a second part.
Would you sacrifice Rick and keep Maggie, or sacrifice Maggie and keep Rick?
Is there a relationship we don't know about?
Yeah, right. Okay, so those are my own choices, or can I choose anyone else?
Nope, just them.
Okay, good. That makes it easier for me, because then that could get in real trouble. I would choose Rick, duh. I mean, come on, like, yeah. No, I mean, I'd have to, because...
Because you'd want to.
She's a better kisser than Rick is, so... Yeah.
Right in front.
Yeah, hi, this is for Steve. I'm not from Troy, but I wanted to say fellow Seoul Korean.
Oh, right
Okay?
on, yeah.
And from your second stomping ground of Kalamazoo.
Are you for real?
that's
Yeah,
right.
are you from Kalamazoo?
Yep. Me and
Kalamazoo? Hold on, my friends from school are here. Kalamazoo.
So representing Kalamazoo, Michigan. Anyways,
Dude, awesome.
are they gonna go into your backstory of when you told someone you were from Michigan? Are they ever gonna go and explore that like they did when they explored before Rick and Shane were police officers?
Yeah. You know, I think that's definitely planted maybe for something in the future. There's no explicit talks on that, but I was just glad that they let Glenn be from Michigan. That was awesome. Are you kidding? I think they really did it because I have a really thick Michigan accent, so I couldn't hide it. So they're like, oh, we got to make him from Michigan. But I hope so. I want to know the backstory, and I think the writers and the producers are great, so they'll probably service something pretty amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing? Now that you guys, your characters are established, do you think that the writers will give you a nice, hot, sexy,
keep going
sex scene?
We
you
would
guys
joke
are
like
really going
steamy.
at each other?
I think we need more adjectives. Hot, sexy.
There's kids here, so I tried to keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
think you should have
It's
added
really
buttery.
funny how violent the show is, but we have such strict rules about nudity and sex on AMC. Yeah, it's actually it's a cable.
Yeah. Well, there's no. I mean, John has said this before. There's no thrusting allowed, and that's all I would do. I'm just joking. I'm being an idiot. I think I think everything with this show. I think the integrity is based on it being tasteful, and you know.
That's why we do it in the pharmacy.
Yeah. Tasteful. Tasteful. We'll see. I mean, man, I don't want to. I gotta work out. I do. I gotta work out.
Let's make it happen. We can see you from behind, but her, we want to see up.
I was hiding under the table, by the way. That was what I was doing there. I wasn't. What were you saying? What were you saying?
This screen is huge.
Oh my God, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leather jacket in the back.
Okay, I'm gonna put the young lady on the spot since she admitted she's read ahead in the book. So now that you're halfway through the prison storyline, how committed are you guys to some really close haircuts?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Sorry, I know I'm not supposed.
You guys bald now. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I hope that we get to go and do something else really insane, like Maggie and Glenn disappear. You look terrified.
Like faux hawks. There you go.
I'm prepared to do what it takes for this show. But man, look
Brilliant. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, I look like Krillin
Would you
from
rather
Dragon Ball
lose
Z.
the hair? Because now it's either lose the hair or, like dude said, you're gonna be losing clothes. So like,
I'll work out, man. That's all.
Thanks, you guys. Love your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir in the back.
Why do you guys always refuse to ever at any point say the word zombie? It's always Walker or Landbrain or Geek.
Because zombie doesn't exist in our world. There is no zombie films. Like no one that lives in this world has ever. We don't have George Romero. We don't have any of that. So we just call them what they're doing, which is Lame Brain or Walker or whatever. But I know it's a great question. It's really kind of a cool twist in the story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After losing Dale as the real voice of reason, the proverbial right answer for everything, do you feel like you're going to become that new voice of reason for the rest of the family? And Maggie, are you going to support him?
Ooh.
Definitely, I think support him. I mean, Maggie really believes in Glenn.
Yeah, I think it's mutual. You know, it's not. I think the way that things were heading, it's more of a team. It's not necessarily like let me go, bash this brontosaurus and bring it home. It's like we're working together. Glenn and Maggie are together, and that's how it was in the comic books too. And I think that's the beauty of that relationship is that it's not like breadwinner come home to damsel in distress. It's two people who love each other doing cool shit.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sir in the back.
This one's for Laura, and when and if Glenn gets eaten by a zombie, how you doing?
There I thought I had an emotional question coming up. How will you cope? Oh God, it's really funny. We talked about how dramatic that would be if that happened, if one of us went, but I can't talk about it right now.
But that's not the question. He asked you how you doing.
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. In front.
I gotta work out.
Yes, you do.
I just want to say that Walking Dead is one of the best shows on television in a very, very long time.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for bringing it to life.
Thanks.
Lauren, you are one of the most gorgeous actresses on TV right now. I'm sure everybody here agrees with me. And my question is, in season 2, Daryl has visions of his brother, but they never actually full out said if he was really dead. And it's been driving me nuts, so I wonder if you guys can possibly answer that for me. Is his brother dead?
Yeah. We all want to see Michael Rooker come back. We do. We love him. We that episode that he and Norman had, like, amazing. We definitely want to see him come back. And we don't know, kind of don't want to know yet because it's a good surprise. But no, I feel your pain.
That didn't do anything for you.
Not at all.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, man.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Frank. In the back.
Love the show. Maggie and Glenn are obviously very fan favorite characters, but I feel like you would be at a higher level if you just killed Carl.
Oh!
It would be really easy to do too. It's like,
I have to say, I don't want Carl ever to leave. I'm so fascinated with how this kid is going to turn out. Seriously. Like, how much drama is associated?
That's gonna be the 10th season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just Carl going through.
Yeah.
it would be just
pubescence.
really easy for just Glenn to just come out and just go, and then Maggie just come right behind and go, and just call it done.
Wait, so I didn't kill him on the first hit?
You shoot him in the stomach.
What's up with that? If he's right there, I'm gonna get a headshot. Like, that's absurd.
What you guys don't know is they're splitting into 2 seasons. We're in Hope, and he's in Twisted Child.
Chandler is great. It's, I love that meme of where's Carl? And it's funny. It is funny. But the kid's being a kid, and you know what's great about our show is, and people complain about this on a general note, which is like, I would never behave like that. That's absurd. Or like, why aren't they watching their kid? Or all this and that. And why is like this person acting so strange? Man, wouldn't you? People are eating each other, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think those are all things that people don't necessarily take into account on the surface, but subconsciously, that's what keeps bringing them back. I mean, I think it'd be boring to watch a show where every single character was predictable, and the beauty
Or
is
lovable all the time.
Yeah. You know, you want to see the dark side of humanity and how they can redeem themselves. That's why I think John did such a great job of riding that line of like, you still cheer for him, but then you do hate him as well, and it's perfect. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
But thank you. We'll tell Chandler you said that.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hi guys, I'm a big fan of Walking Dead, but this one's for Lauren because she was on Supernatural before. Bella, the best Bella. All right, so my question is, and you might not want to listen to this, who's the better kisser, Glenn or Dean Winchester?
What?
I can't believe you have to ask me. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You got juicy lips, come on.
Yeah? Serious?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Best day
guys. Love
ever.
the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I know it's a hard job. It's a hard job. I'm representing for everybody, okay?
It's gotta be so hard. Thank you so much.
You're
Love the show.
welcome. Thank you.
I told you they were going to ask you to make out. In the back.
When you guys got into your roles, how did you prepare for it? Did you go in saying, I'm going to play these characters as myself, what's seen in the graphic novels, or did you have any inspiration that you used to pull in to play your characters?
Mine started on a very practical level. In a lot of ways, I had to learn. I did a lot of horse training and accent training. But the great thing about that for me was I've never used a Southern accent. So as I created my Southern accent, that became Maggie for me, and that kind of, it's inextricably sort of linked now. So, but you find it along the way, and it's very difficult to talk about preparation. It's kind of an internal thing. I don't know how you do it. But.
Yeah, for me, I just equated it to how I was at like 18, 19, you know, in college. You kind of have I kind of had a chip on my shoulder, and I always wanted to win, but I never really could. You know, some of my best friends were like basketball players, and they're all like 2 feet taller than me. So it's like, you know, you're trying to beat them, but you can't. But you have that tenacity, and I think I really brought that. I really wanted that to be a part of Glenn, to have him really want to be a hero and assert himself, but also have the societal pressures push him down, and that you see slowly start to change as he grows, and I just kind of, yeah. But I agree, all the little extra stuff, like, it's weird talking about that too.
Thank you so much. This is the last question.
Hi, first of all, I'd like to say I really love the show. It's the best thing on television right now. I love watching both of you guys and the chemistry you have on screen together. You're both fabulous actors. Lauren, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
But my question is actually for Steven. There's supposed to be a video game, Walking Dead video game coming out for the PS3 in the fall, and I read somewhere that we're going to get to play as Glenn before he meets up with the group and hear a little more of his backstory.
Oh, wow.
And I wondered if you know anything about that, or if you've had a chance to work on the game and what that experience was like.
No, I haven't done any work on that game, but now I'm gonna play it.
That's news to you, huh?
Yeah.
I just read that in the most recent issue of my PlayStation magazine.
Dude, yeah. Cool. I hope they have like some sort of like simulated like romance, like do you pay for the bill? Yes. You know what I mean? Like they give you choices.
Thanks again for coming to Chicago.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you guys. You guys are so awesome. I love Chicago.
Thank you. A tidal wave.
You don't know. We have no idea. I hope that they introduce new characters and then they just kill them off like the episode later, and then like they filled their quota and we all live. That's what I'm hoping for.